see a doctor slap your son on the leg. A few seconds later, he slaps him harder, then harder. Why is he slapping your son so hard? Is this guy trying to get his teeth knocked out? Now, if you're anything like me, the sound of a baby crying is pretty much the most annoying sound in the universe. But all of a sudden, you realize that there's a much, much worse sound than a baby crying. And that's the sound of silence, when your baby should be crying. Then you notice one of the nurses using an ambu bag to pump breaths into your baby. Is he dead? They don't tell you. They're too busy rushing him out of the room. And by that point, trust me on this, you would give anything you have. You would give your right arm. You would give your life just to hear your baby cry. But all you get is silence. So that's what happened in November of 2007 when our third son, Reed, was born. He was what they call a floppy baby. He had a heartbeat, but apart from that, he wasn't crying or breathing or moving. Most of his muscles weren't working. There are lots of different problems that can cause floppy baby syndrome. If a baby's muscles aren't functioning, that can be due to a problem in the brain, a problem in the nerves, or a problem in the muscles themselves. So doctors start running tests to figure out what's wrong. It took a couple of months to get a diagnosis. A lab eventually discovered that Reed had X-linked myotubular myopathy, MTM for short, which is a rare genetic muscle disease. MTM usually only affects boys because it's X-linked. It's a problem with the X chromosome. Girls have 2 X chromosomes, so even if they get a bad one, the good one compensates. Boys have 1 X chromosome, so they inherit either the good one or the bad one, which means that if the mother is a carrier, any sons born to her will have a 50-50 chance of getting the disease. Boys who get the disease will have extremely weak muscles. In recent years, medical researchers managed to cure the disease in mice and then in dogs, so all of the families of kids with MTM were looking forward to a cure. The cure seemed like it was right around the corner. But when doctors began human trials, there were side effects, namely liver failure. Kids whose muscles were being repaired started dying of liver failure. So researchers had to go back to the drawing board, and a cure is going to take longer than we hoped. This past April, my wife Marie was taking Reed to watch a play. He was happy and laughing. Then an alarm on his monitor went off. His oxygen levels started dropping. Marie and the nurse went into emergency mode. We've been there plenty of times before. Reed's heart rate shot up, then his heart stopped. Marie and soon paramedics tried to revive him, but he didn't make it. The next day,